Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a tag. A big thank you and shout out to Emmy's World of Fragrance. Emmy, thank you so much for tagging me. I am looking forward to sharing my thoughts of all 13 of her questions that she has all about fragrances. But before we get started, I'm gonna share with you guys what I don't have anything on my nails. Normally I have nail polish to share with you, but I'm giving them a rest. But what I have on my lips is a combination. It is a combo on the base. This is Merit Beauty's lipstick in the color Classic. I do really enjoy this one. In the description down below, there is a link if you choose to purchase anything. Do not feel like you need to or have to, but if you do purchase anything in that link, thank you in advance. I get a small commission from that. And on top is one of those little bee stinging, lip plumping oil things that are super expensive, and I don't think I'm going to be buying another one. It's a beautiful color. This is from YSL and the name is so long. It's Love Shine Plumping Lip Oil. It's in the color 03. It's okay. I won't be buying a second one. I have plenty that look just like this, but I do like the gloss. Welcome to Fragrance Friday, where we talk about everything to do with fragrance. And I have a doozy because my friend Emmy tagged me in her tag that she created. I'm really excited to share with you guys all 13 answers to her questions. So let's just jump right into the first one. The first question is, what was my first fragrance memory? I kind of have two, and you're gonna probably find a theme here. I do have a couple things for many of these topics. The first one is, I remember I started working in grocery stores when I was 13 years old, so I had a little bit of money to spend for myself. And I remember I'm from a small town of under 5,000 people, and at our only drugstore at the time, they had Vanilla Fields. Now, Vanilla Fields is something I actually have purchased as an adult. I really enjoy it. Of course, there's other better vanillas now, in my opinion, but that was such a great fragrance. I think that's kind of what got me started on the I love vanilla. Like, that's my favorite vanilla. I'll pop up a bottle here of what these little bottles used to be. Of course, anybody my age would probably remember. The Body Shop had their perfume oils. These are some of my favorite things. Now, I know the Body Shop has gone through a lot of heartache lately and a lot of closures. Why don't brands bring back their tried, tested, true, like their perfume oils? Specifically in the scents, and I wrote it down: dewberry, fuzzy peach, satsuma, and mango. Those were my favorite. I know I'm not a white musk person. I know that the white musk was super popular, and they have made white musk into things since, but we're talking those little bottles of oil. It was literally a dabber. It would take you forever to get through one of those little bottles. And I remember them being like $12, maybe $15. And we're going back in time a little bit. I get it. I'm old. At the same time, it was such a great fragrance, and I don't understand why some of these companies don't go back to something that they know worked. Next question, number 2, is, what is my signature scent? Now, I don't have a specific signature scent because I wear fragrances all over the board. I had to think about it, and I'll say, kind of going back to question number 1, I love vanillas. So what I did is I reached for something that people would know me for, a vanilla fragrance, and it was a Kayali Vanilla 28. Now, look at the juice. You guys, this juice is unreal. It's gorgeous. The darker it gets, the better, especially obviously the vanilla. When the vanillas basically age and mature, that's when the color comes through, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. This is my favorite vanilla fragrance, where it's just really vanilla. But this would be the signature type scent if I were to have one, a vanilla fragrance. I can't help myself. Number 3 is, what's my perfect perfume for a night out? And I'd say if I was going out, not that I do, I mean, we live in a village essentially now, but we don't go out often. When I do, and if I do, MFK's Gentle Fluidity Gold would be my go-to for the evening fragrances. A beautiful night out to me would be like really nice dinner with friends, dressing up, beautiful fragrance. This is sexy. I really, personally, it's vanilla, but it's very sexy. And I really enjoy this one. And because it's so expensive, I mean, it is MFK. I use one spray and I'm good. I'm literally good. But I'll smell this on my clothes for weeks. You don't need a lot of this, and it goes a long way. Like, the power of MFK is unreal. So I would definitely wear this as a night out because it is very sexy. Because of the vanilla, I think a lot of people would also find this very attractive. My husband really likes it. Most importantly, I enjoy it, and I really think of myself as being more dressy when I wear it. As you can see, I haven't used a lot of it. It's because I don't get to go out very often. We don't do anything fancy, but I do enjoy this one, especially in the fall, winter. The next question I actually don't have an answer for because I don't know. I don't think of fragrance as really, it's almost the opposite. Basically, the question is, what is a perfume that I didn't expect to love? I go into everything thinking I'm going to love it, because if I'm going to pay that much money, I'm doing a little research. I'm watching other YouTubers go going through the same thing, giving me their review, those who I feel like I have a very close fragrance bond to, like Emmy. I don't think, if anything, I get something and I don't like it. I think I'm going to like it, but I don't. So when it comes to something that has surprised me and I didn't expect to love, I don't have anything. Can't think of anything at all, and I really did think about this one. All right, number 5, a perfume I cannot stand. Unfortunately, that is a new purchase. I did buy it secondhand. Thought I would love it. Listened to all the reviews. People I love it. They think it's great. I believe that this company missed the mark because of its name. A Whiff of a Waffle Cone by Imaginary Authors. This says on the back, vanilla, salted caramel, Saigon cinnamon, heavy cream, sandalwood, eau grape, and scoop shop. This is maple syrup. And I'm Canadian and I get it. How ironic. I live in this country that we're very much known for maple syrup amongst other things. There is certain fragrances, both in perfume and in home fragrance, I don't do. And one of them is maple. This is maple syrup. This is like really good maple syrup, but I've literally uncapped it and I've stuck my nose in it. That's what it smells like. It's too ooey gooey, too sweet. I'm sure there's better vanilla ice cream scents out there and a waffle cone out there, because I know what a waffle cone smells like. I literally think of pancakes when I smell this. I do not like this at all. Number 6 is a fragrance I might wear if I'm feeling cozy. And there was a few fragrances I would have pulled. One of them would have been the Vanilla 28 by Kayali. But this one also, I feel like, especially after a very long summer where I live, it does stay warm for quite some time, that when fall hits, it's like a sigh of comfort release, in the sense that, you know, I'm wearing like nice comfy sweaters, jeans, and my go-to now is BDK's Gris Charnel. I absolutely love this fragrance. There is fig, there's tea. I almost get a mint scent to it as well. That's where my brain goes to. There is something comforting as probably the tea. I do love a good fig leaf as well, or just a fig in general. This is a beautifully blended fragrance. I haven't tried the extrait and I would like to get my nose on it. BDK's Gris Charnel is absolutely luscious and comforting. And again, I think of like the first time I put my cardigan or a sweater on, put some jeans on, lay on the couch with my blanket and watch a movie. I think of this fragrance 100%. Number 7 is what is my most complimented scent. Now, I, first of all, don't really get compliments by a lot of people. I can't wear fragrance at work, so that's out. And I mean, I've got some compliments from certain outings, like when we go out for a nice meal or what have you. But mostly it is Kayali's Vanilla 28. She's a standout. I wear this a lot, and I think that's why I'm putting this one as my answer to the question. Because I wear this so often, I do tend to get more compliments from all sorts of people. I will, however, put in the secondary column when I do go out. Sometimes it's for functions during the day or late afternoon or early evening. I do think that Nichonne's 100 Silent Ways gets compliments from other men. So like my husband loves this, but other men really love this too. Really, it's the vanilla base in here that I think that I get complimented on. I wear this on its own, but sometimes I actually like to layer this up with other things too. Kayali's Vanilla 28 is probably my most complimented fragrance. The next question, number 8, is a fragrance I'd wear for an important event. You're going to see me doubling up on some of the answers to these questions, but I would say 100 Silent Ways by Nichonne. I have worn this to a few of my husband's events. This is a perfectly balanced floral and sweet fragrance. I can wear this all 4 seasons of the year. I do find myself, however, wearing this in the evening in the summer and more of the afternoon, early evening events in the winter time. But I do feel like this is definitely something I tend to reach for. There haven't been a lot of events I needed to go to, but when I have reached for Nichonne's 100 Silent Ways. I really need to get my hands on the X trait or the X version of this one. That's definitely on my list of things to look out for. Number 9 is what is a fragrance that makes you feel like $1,000,000? And I'm going to go back to MFK's Gentle Fluidity Gold. I think this is very sexy, very sweet, like sweet, innocent, but sexy. It lasts a long time. I don't know. I just feel like this is definitely something for importance. And as you guys can see, I don't have a lot of important events, but I do enjoy wearing this nighttime. I guess that's why this was my favorite, like go-to date night fragrance too. But I think anything important, this would be really great. Again, vanilla, most people enjoy vanillas, so that helps as well. Whereas I don't want to offend anybody. Gentle Fluidity Gold for the win again. Number 10 is fragrance you'd recommend to a beginner. And I think 90% of the people that I've asked ask like, what kind of fragrance do you like? And they're not into like you and I. They're not into like a lot of the fragrance world. They don't even really look at YouTube for a lot of that kind of thing. A lot of them, they just said, I just really like vanilla. So basically, I have actually had people in my little office space here, and just around the corner is where my stash is. I'll ask people. My mom was one. My sister was just here visiting over Easter. I asked her the same thing. She gave me a couple notes. I actually suggested to my sister. She said vanilla and coconut. So vanilla again. I would stick with vanilla for any beginners unless they don't like vanilla. Comptoir's Pacifique's Vanilla Cocoa is what I actually pulled for my sister, and she loved it. So she gave me vanilla coconut. My mom, she says, I like vanilla. I'm like, okay. But we stood there a little bit longer and went through things. But I hope my mom's not looking, but I got her a small version of this for part of her Christmas present. She loves Kayali's Vanilla 28. I actually showed her a few different vanillas, and this is the one she landed on. So, and I'm not surprised because I'm mother like daughter. So my mom loved this one. My sister, she's only 2 years younger than me, loved this one. And I would also add this last item, also kind of vanilla. It says marshmallow, but essentially it's vanilla. This is the Ellis Brooklyn's Marshmallows Hair and Body Mist. I'm not normally a hair and body mist person, but oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is so good. Marshmallows is vanilla. It's super sweet, but this is so dang good. So if you have a young person who maybe is just starting off, this is the largest bottle, by the way. They do make a smaller version. It is glass, so I guess be careful when you travel, but this would be great for a person just starting off. Vanilla Fields, as I mentioned earlier in my video, also would be really great. A really great price point as well, where these ones are a little bit more expensive. So it's kind of up to you. But this just gives you an idea. I think this is innocent, young, youthful, sweet. This is like my age group kind of. I like sweet because Comptoir Pacifique is known for the vanillas. They're very gourmand vanillas, but then the coconut in here is very, very nice and probably reminds you of some travels and trips. And the Kayali Vanilla 28 was my mom's favorite, and it's also one of mine, clearly, because this one's come up quite a few times. So there you go for that question. It's fully loaded answer, so I hope you can take something from it. Name one scent that I would wear forever. Dang. Okay, I'm gonna go with the obvious, because it's not like I use this fragrance a lot, but I would be really, really hurt if I didn't have it in my collection. It would be one of the first fragrances I went out to purchase if my house caught fire or if it was stolen. That is Ani by Nishane. This one is just my favorite. I only wear this in the fall, winter. I need one spray, hence why you do not see a big dent, because you don't need a lot. That's the thing I find with the niche brands, I get a really great bang for my buck. Yeah, they're more expensive, but you get them and they last way longer. You need very little. This is Blast of Bergamot. Then it goes into a cardamom, beautiful cardamom scent, and then it ends in the most rich vanilla, and it's a unisex fragrance. So men and women, if you love your vanillas, beautiful. I guess this is not a surprise to any of you who followed me for a while. You probably already guessed that would be the answer, but I can't help myself. So that would be my answer. The next question, number 12, is what fragrance is currently on my wish list? Now, I don't have a wish list per se. Now, at this point, I'm like, oh, something new. Or if someone talks about it quite a bit, something that I would love to get my hands on. It is so expensive. So I'd rather smell it first to make sure that it is something I need and want, is Vanille Havane. Ooh, I'll put a picture up here. She is decadent and very, very difficult to get your hands on. It is not easy to find this fragrance. I don't think anyone who has it wants to let go of it. They might let go of like a 4 mil or something like that, but they do not want to let go of that fragrance. Try to get my hands on it, or at least a sample of it, because all of the notes about it just sound up my alley. Beautiful, of course, vanilla. You guys know I love my vanilla. So that is definitely on my list if I had a wish list. I guess it is the only thing I have in my phone. Like, I took a picture of the photo so I didn't forget. Maybe that's what it is. That's my wish list. I just put pictures on my phone in hopes that someday I'll find it. And the last question, number 13, is my perfume buying rituals. I don't really know. I gave it some thought, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm like in a certain way, but one thing I have definitely changed in the way I purchase fragrances, for the most part, if I don't get my nose on it first, if I haven't tried it and it's come out, maybe Sephora in the store didn't have it, but I still wanted to try it, I will go for travel sizes. So travel sizes are always great. You don't, you're spending still a lot of money. Even designer fragrances are super expensive, not just niche fragrances. So to get your nose on it and then try it out for a little bit and to see if it's something that you like, that I guess is something I have changed. I have blind purchased so many of my fragrances. Living where I do, I don't get option to put my nose on anything. Yes, there are some fragrance communities to reach out to ask for samples or like purchase samples from people, but I don't really do that often. Emmy, she and I have been friends for quite a few years, and Emmy sent me a whole pile of samples of the things that she thought that I would like. It was during COVID. And she and I are very almost exactly the same when it comes to preferences. And there was probably out of like, I don't know, she gave me like 10 to 15 different samples. Out of them, like 10 of them I either have in my collection now, or they're on like if I see it kind of thing, I would definitely get it because they're so, so good. So other than that, I really don't have any rituals for purchasing fragrances except what I mentioned, which has the sample sizes has definitely changed. I used to always go for the big bottle, but I'm like, no. I've hurt myself a few times where I was like, no. That was a waste of money. All right, you guys, I tag any of you to do this, even if you don't do YouTube. If you've gone through, I'll put all the questions below in the description. If you go through this and then just maybe for your mental note, figure out what you would answer these questions to, or if you do YouTube videos and you're watching this, you're tagged. I want to say thank you again to Emmy's World of Fragrance, or Emmy, and thank you so much for tagging me. This was a lot of fun. I've loved fragrance since I was really young, but I would say a lot of us about COVID or 2020, a lot of us really didn't dip a toe. I did an entire leg and torso and probably my entire body up to here in fragrance. That's how much I love it. If you like these types of videos, don't forget to give this a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you guys so much for watching. As always, be safe, take care, and have fun. Bye, guys.